until we realized that you were just making something up and I have to cut it out again.
Well, it's part of the deal.
Hi, Wine Merchants team. Welcome to episode 2 of Apericena, featuring Stefano and Alex. Today, we are going to be talking about 2 wonderful wines for springtime, and both of them happen to come from our lovely Lux portfolio, a portfolio that just happens to be on sale next week. We're going to start with...
Actually, starting today.
Starting today,
Yes.
which is Wednesday.
Which is Wednesday, which is, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've all lost track of time at this point. The first winery we're going to talk about is Tornatore, which comes from the Mount Etna region of Sicily. Stefano, you want to give us a little background on the winery?
First of all, ciao a tutti. That's the Tornatore family is actually one of the oldest family in the area. And, if you think that Etna is the largest, biggest volcano active in Europe, that's quite scary as a situation in there. But around the volcano actually is growing winery that are historically and winery that are just being made. There are winery as young as 10 years old, but this is not the case of Tornatore. Tornatore is a family that goes back to hundreds of years, and their winery was established in this cascina, the house. And so it's kind of interesting when you think about, a winery being on the northern part. And
why is that? Most wineries advertise having south and like southwest facing vineyards. How come these guys are able to get away with north facing?
You are first of all, you are probably in the highest location where you can grow vine in Sicily, because you are, I think they own some of the vineyards that are above 1,000 meters. 1,000 meters, okay. We're talking about 3,000 feet. It's a cooler part of Sicily. The most important wine in Etna are the wine that come from 2 different grapes, particularly a white and a red. The red is Nerello Mascalese. The white is Carricante. 2 of the most important grape in that particular area. So the Carricante is a variety that really benefit from the cooler area, and so the aromatic of the grape really comes out most as more prominent in nice structure, a good minerality. And remember that the sea is not too far.
I'm a huge fan personally of the red. I love Nerello Mascalese. I think it's a phenomenal grape. It's a grape that makes a wine that's very light in color and lighter in body, but it still has good tannin structure. Part of the reason for that actually is the volcanic soils. there it is. The rocks. Volcanic soil, just like in Oregon, where it gives the Pinot Noir grown there a really nice red fruit character and good acidity. The same thing happens with Nerello Mascalese. While it is a fruity wine, it's not only fruit.
Those vineyards are against the volcano. So in order to grow things in there, when I was there, that's what you see. This is lava rock. It doesn't allow to grow anything. Nothing. We saw a lava run that there was no a piece of grass on top. It was like a 30 year that this lava was there, but there was no vegetation on top. So it is a soil that is unique to any other place in Italy. You have to move everything by hand and donkey. That's pretty much how they do it.
Imagine how fun our jobs would be if you had to move everything by hand and donkey. Let's move on to another winery that also has some lovely volcanic soils, Pieropan, Soave.
Yeah.
Lovely winery, something that is got a lot of historic value and has really been a great asset for the region of Soave itself.
Well, when when we got Lux as a new supplier here at Wine Merchants, I was really excited because of the producer. I have to say that one thing that you wanted to have the honor to represent is a producer like Pieropan, because Pieropan is the guy that had an idea. Leonildo was his name, where he wants to put Soave in the map of the wine. He invented the first single vineyard of Soave. He really had a vision for this wine, and his vineyard is located in some of the highest point of Soave. Of course, being one of the first, he had the chance to choose and pick where to get his vineyard, where to get the terroir. Yeah, exactly. You can see right at the top there is that castle. So that's the Castello di Soave. You can see that going from the highway. Every time I go north in Italy, on the highway, you can see that castle. I always been pointing it. I said, that's the Castello di Soave. That's it. And now we can represent actually a producer that has the vineyard right underneath the Castello di Soave.
Soave is the name of a region.
Yes.
The grape inside the bottle is actually called Garganega, is about 85 to 90% of the blend. The rest of the blend is a grape called Trebbiano di Soave, which is actually just another name for Verdicchio. So obviously their single vineyard wines are important, but I would say equally important is really the driver of that brand, which is the Soave Classico.
Of course.
I love this white wine. I'm a big fan of lighter bodied, lean, neutral white wines. However, with Pieropan, you're getting something that's got a lot more complexity to it, and actually some aging potential. You mentioned that you had a 2013 or something in your cellar that you opened the other day, and you said it was amazing.
Yeah, that's the beauty of those wine. First of all, he's using the bottle shape, right? Alsatian style.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we open, and we were visiting a customer, and then he had a 2013 Calvarino, and so we open it, and I'll tell you that was like a German Riesling style.
And when it's young, it's also phenomenal, right?
Oh.
Really fresh. It's got that same sort of. It gets a saline note from the volcanic soil. It also has a tangerine or an orange oil note that reminds me a lot of Albarino. And this is if someone's looking for Albarino or knows what Albarino is, this is a great way to introduce them to a classic producer, something that's a really high priority of ours, and is a flavor profile they're going to appreciate on top of that.
Without doubt. And actually, I have to say it's better than Albarino, but that's...
Oh yeah. Well, it's better than like 99% of Albarinos, but it's that same, it's got that same, it reminds me, it's all of the tertiary notes of Albarino without tasting like those fruit cups that you had as a kid.
Yeah.
When you peel back and it's got like that gross like pineapple syrup in there.
This one has actually flavor, the real, the fruit.
Yeah.
And, the only way we can sell the wine, you wine merchants, and I'm looking at you right in the face, is tasting it. With a little passion and with a little communication, you can sell it to your customer even by phone. And I'm sure when they try it, they're going to call you back and says, you are right.
Thanks for joining us this week, Wine Merchants. We appreciate you. Cheers. Enjoy.
Cheers. Salute, and see you soon. I've been thinking about how to stay busy during this time, because I was advised to do yoga. I never done yoga before, so I came up with some suggestion for you. You take a glass of wine, and can you see me? You put it right in front of you, no? And you cannot see my leg, but you raise one leg and you look at the wine, about 10 seconds, no more. And once you're done looking, then you drink.